Good afternoon, here again for another episode of 3430. Today we are quite close to the end of our episodes, and I'd like to visit about an exercise that, yes, I do use it. I do it, but it's important. I don't know. It's easy to abuse of this exercise, and I've seen a lot of people exaggerating and doing more damage to their horses by doing this exercise than really helping them. So some people call it join up, some people call it hooking on. I personally, and here you guys started to know me a little bit more, so I can tip off my balance. I personally don't like the circle of the people that call it join up. So I like the people that call it hooking on. So I stick with my mentors and I call it hooking on. It's just my, like it was for the half circle exercise of yesterday. It's the same thing on this one. It's my personal interpretation of it. It's not something you have to do it the way I do it, because this is just doing my things your way. Don't try to do my things my way, because it won't end up well for yourself. It won't end up well for your horses. It won't end up well even for me, because you can sell yourself a lot better than selling myself short. So that's the goal. Sell yourself high. You're the best version of yourself. Right, Solomon? So that's just my interpretation of hooking on with my horses. There are different reasons why I do these exercises. I do it with young horses that come in training. If I don't know them, after I feel them a little bit on the lead rope, I prefer also to take the halter off and see how they look when they are not at 1 meter distance from me. Another application, for example, could be if you saddle a horse for the first time and you don't know how that horse is gonna maybe react, and you want to keep yourself a little bit safer, you can saddle up and then take the halter off and see how he moves. Particularly for me, I prefer to take the halter off and see how he moves with the saddle, because it can happen that they buck a little bit, or they don't feel very comfortable in their feet. So if they are on a wider circle, I can help them out a little bit better. Sometimes with horses like Stormborn, I did it a couple of times, but it's also for them to understand that even if there is not a lead rope, me and him, we're still connected. There is still this going on between me and him, even if he doesn't have a halter. So it's a little bit more about a feel and more of a spiritual thing, I suppose, hooking on. That's probably why there's a lot of ladies that don't do much with their horses in their 60s or so. They like to do this because it's spiritual and they don't think that it requires a lot of feel in it, not much mechanics either. A lot of people just leave their horses out in the round pen and start chasing them, and then they hope that after they chase them for long enough, their horses will accept them as their bosses, because I won't even use the word leader for them. So sorry if I'm a little bit brutal in how I'm explaining this, but as I said, I've seen a lot of people messing around with their horses too much by trying to do this exercise and not understanding the deeper connection of it. So I'm gonna try to offer some connection, some deeper connection while I'm doing it. It's gonna be very, 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 very difficult for me to explain what is going on, because the moment that I do something, by the time I say it, if I just say it and I don't do it, I'm late. So if I'm gonna say it, whatever I'm gonna say, it's gonna be what you just seen, right? I can't say something and then doing it, like I did when I was sometimes preparing my horse with the lead rope exercises, because the moment I see it, I gotta do it. And sometimes I can't even see it. I can just feel it. I can feel what happens, and then I'll do something about it. But if I see it and say it, and then you guys see what the horse is doing, this is way, way late. I think there was Tom Dorrance that was saying something like, the moment I say now for doing it, don't wait the third time that I say it, because you're already late at the first now. So do it before don't do it when I say it, do it when I'm thinking it. So that's a little bit the same, even though I'm not Tom Dorrance. Let's not try to compare it. So hooking on. Well, hooking on, like the word itself says, it can be about having your horse that comes towards you, that hooks onto you. So if you move away from your horse and he follows you, he's hooked on. A Stormer is not moving his feet at the moment, but he's following me with his head. Now you see that he's moved towards me. I did something about it. I moved more towards his hind, and that draw him towards me. So if I move away, hopefully it happens again. Let's see if I can draw his attention. I draw him. Now I draw him towards me. So there is a lot of fine little balances by doing these exercises. Small half circle to take the hind over, and then drawing your horse towards you. That's how you hooked on your horses towards you, if they are thinking about it, but they're not quite there for doing it. So most of the people, not most, but a lot of the people, when they take the halter off their horses, they push them. I'd rather take the halter off my horses and say, hey, we don't have nothing now. Would we still be together? Let's see what happens. Let's see what the horse says. It's communication, it's a conversation, right? So after I notice that my horse is with me, then I can say, let's see, with him it will be a lot more just about, let me see how we can have a conversation the moment that you're there and I'm here. Let's see what happens. Let's see how you feel about it. And I will work on, surely, on coming into me, but also, which there are different ways of coming into me. And if a horse is a stallion and is charging at you, that's not hooking on as, he is not coming into you as hooking on. He's coming into you to kill you. So don't let a stallion that wants to kill you hooking on that way.